If you can see behind me, which I know you can see that we got a little bit of weather through the night. And with this weather, with the snow, I got a bit of a gift. Well, I'm calling it a gift, but it's not really. I got a giant sinus headache going on right now, and essentially it's just the weather change. I'm hoping that by this afternoon it'll pass. A little bit of coffee, a little bit of Advil, and I should be good to go. I want to talk today about something else that's a giant headache for all of us. All of us. If you've ever been involved in business in any way, you've probably encountered this thing. Before we get into it though, I've got a little work to do. Remind me again why I live here. Well, that was fun. No, it wasn't. Look, the work's done, at least for a few hours. The snow is still coming down out there, which means, a few hours I'm back out and clearing off the driveway like the rest of upstate New York. But the good news is the aspirin's kicking in, and I'm starting to feel incrementally better. So hopefully by this afternoon, I will be headache-free and right as rain. But what is that big fat headache that I was talking about earlier? That thing that I said I'm sure you've all experienced. Well, here it is. If you've ever been in a professional environment, maybe an office, maybe you work for a large corporation, you have been submitted to committees. Oh, my friend, committees. I'm talking design by committee, management by committee, decision-making by committee, project by committee. Yeah, you've been on committees. And I gotta tell you, for me, they're one of the most miserable experiences in my professional life. You're surprised by that? I mean, you can go through some pretty tough stuff in your professional life, but I hate working on committees. Now, I'm a big proponent of collaboration. I love bringing in different people with different perspectives and expertise and understandings that can look into something, a problem maybe, and grab some insight, shed some light on something that maybe I never would have thought of or understood. There's something powerful about that kind of collaboration. But when it comes to a committee, it's just a totally different animal. They seem like the same thing, and I think sometimes they're motivated by the same motivations, but I just think that they're so different. And what do I mean by that? Well, typically with a collaboration, you have somebody that owns the problem. And the group is coming together saying, yeah, we get the problem, we're gonna work together to solve it. On a committee, what you really have is this group of people that have been equally empowered, they're equally important, their views, perspectives, opinions, pet peeves, and so on, they're all brought to the table with equal weight. And so at the end of the day, what you end up getting is this decision that has to please everybody on a committee. You have to please everybody, and that's the killer. You see, committees are disempowering. I often think that people start committees because they want to empower everyone. They want to make sure that the problem is solved in a way that everybody's happy with. They want to make sure that everybody's been included. They also want to make sure that the solution is widely adopted, that everyone says we love it. And so to do this, people form committees, and they get everybody on that committee thinking, if they're all at the table and they're all part of the discussion and all their voices are heard and they all agree together on the solution, then in the end, everyone's going to embrace this thing. And strangely, that just never happens. In fact, what ends up happening is the opposite. So bear in mind, if you're responsible for committees, maybe you're responsible for some problem solving, maybe you own a business and you have to bring people together, or you're a freelance designer that has to go before a client and run a project for them. I want to highly encourage you to set at the very beginning the expectation that the decision making is going to lie with a very few people. You got to pick, a handful of key people that are going to own this problem and own the responsibility for fixing it. Now, one of the things that creates power is risk. And when you bring a committee together, you're trying to eliminate all risk. We want to make sure that everybody's happy with the solution. We want to make sure that everyone's been heard. We want to make sure that everyone's had an equal say. And that's an attempt to eliminate risk, eliminate friction, eliminate potential problems. It's admirable on a certain level, but it ends up delivering something that's not acceptable to anybody. You have to be okay with risk. You have to be okay with failure. You have to be okay with some people being potentially unhappy. And I guarantee you, people are always unhappy with the solution at the beginning anyway. And if you're worried about making sure that this solution is adopted well by the team, by your stakeholders, then really focus on what a rollout of the solution is going to look like. How are you going to communicate it to people? How are you going to roll it out in a way that addresses their concerns and meets them where they live? That's going to be more effective and more powerful, ultimately, than starting off with a committee and hoping in the end that you get a great solution that everybody loves. It rarely happens that way. So, all I'm saying today is, look guys, if you're on a committee, do everything you can to get off of it and make recommendations to your group. Look, we've got to solve a real problem here. Let's empower somebody. Let's pick someone that makes a lot of sense. Let them lead this thing. Let them draw from us as they need. Let them get opinions and insights and discussions and expertise from us as needed. But let's empower this person or these 2 or 3 or 4 people to go out there and come up with a great solution for us and bring it back. I think that is the most powerful way. That's the most efficient way that you're going to get a great solution. Well, there you have it. That's my big fat headache. Do you share my feelings on this? Have you ever been on a committee? Look, do me a favor, leave a comment in the section below. Tell me what you think. Maybe you're one of those people who are like, I've been on committees and it's like the highlight of my professional career. I'd love to hear it. So whether you agree or disagree, tell me what you think in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, give me a like. But the most important thing to me right now, if you would, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. I post regularly on things like life, success, entrepreneurship, value creation. I even throw in from time to time things like branding and marketing. So I would love to have you along for the journey. It would mean so much to me to have you part of this discussion. Guys, thanks for your time, and I'll see you soon.